के बहुत शानदार ट्रेनर हैं और इसलिए मानवेंद्र सिंह पाहवा साहब का हम सभी तहे दिल से स्वागत करते हैं। इस प्रोग्राम में उनका आना ही बहुत बड़ी बात है। मैं मानवेंद्र पाहवा साहब को रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि हमारे सभी पार्टिसिपेंट्स को रिसर्च और पब्लिकेशन सेक्टर में आगे बढ़ने के लिए आशीर्वाद दें और सभी रिसर्च के सभी पार्टिसिपेंट टिप्स बताएं जिसके बेस पर वो व्यक्ति अपने जीवन में एक अच्छे रिसर्चर और रिसर्चर बन सकें और पब्लिकेशन के सेक्टर में आगे बढ़ सकें। और मैं चाहता हूं पार्टिसिपेंट से एक बार फिर रिक्वेस्ट करता हूं कि आप मानवेंद्र सिंह पाहवा साहब के एक एक शब्द को बड़े गौर से सुनिएगा। मानवेंद्र सिंह पाहवा साहब का सुन करके आपको लगेगा कि दिस इज द अल्टीमेट इन द फील्ड ऑफ रिसर्च एंड पब्लिकेशन। उनको सुनना आप सबके लिए बहुत बड़ा सौभाग्य है। लेट्स गिव अ वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू प्रोफेसर मानवेंद्र सिंह पाहवा साहब।
So very good evening, sir. First of all, I will beg your pardon because again the same problem was here with me also. I'm in Northeast at present, working as a dean of School of Business at the Assam Kaziranga University. So there was some problem of internet, and this keeps on. This is a frequent problem over here. So I have joined with my phone. I don't think the connection will be stable, but I hope so that because this is all the grace of God that I was able to join this, and I think
we are fortunate that we are able to listen to you, and we are thankful to God for this.
And sir, this is a very wonderful topic which you have given me, and this is regarding that how to, you can say, excel in research and publications. So this is something which is very, very, you can say, important for not only for each of us, but it is equally important for all the researchers, not only the researchers, even the universities, the organizations with which we are working. So without taking much time, I will just go in short only that what we can do in order to excel or in order to excel, particularly in this research and publication area or research and publication field. So I will not share any of the PPTs. We'll just, you can say, have a go through with certain, you can say, a process of the research which we normally follow. Okay, so basically, what is the problem? What is the way we start our research? So I would like everyone to be with me so that we can make this. I also want to learn many things from most of you, and Professor TK Jain has हिंदी में एक बोलते हैं अपन अतिशोक्ति अलंकार, तो अतिशोक्ति अलंकार का बखूबी यूज करते हैं टीके जैन साहब।
नहीं सर,
तो मेरे को इंट्रोड्यूस करने में ऐसा कुछ नहीं सर
है, और अभी हम लोग आपको सुनेंगे तो सबको विश्वास हो जाएगा कि जो मैंने कहा था वो बिल्कुल सही था।
नहीं सर, ये आपका बड़प्पन है और आपका हमेशा आशीर्वाद रहा है मुझे। आप मेरे से बड़े भी हैं, अग्रज हैं, और मुझे हमेशा ऐसा ही आशीर्वाद देते रहे बस। बाकी तो देखिए सर, ईश्वर का जो उसकी जो कृपा है उसके आगे कुछ भी नहीं है, मतलब एवरीथिंग इज जस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ द ग्रेस ऑफ गॉड। आई वुड लाइक टू मेंशन दैट, बट यस सर, एंड आई एम highly thankful to you for providing this opportunity also to me to interact with such a great people, great researchers over here, those who are eager to learn and they are still over here with us. So would like to just go directly with my presentation, and thank you sir, and thanks for being with me, and thank you all of you also. You all waited, and that's why I couldn't come in the at 5 o'clock itself. प्रतीक्षा जी को मैंने पहले मैडम को मैंने बोला था, मैंने कहा कि ये 5 बजे का है शायद, तो मुझे उस हिसाब से ही ध्यान था कि, but I was not able to connect in any of the ways. So that was one reason why I couldn't. So anyways, so let us start it up. So the first most thing is the origin of the research. How do we start our research is very, very important. So whenever we are starting our research, it itself tells us that what is the quality of research which we will be having, which we will be possessing. So whenever we are starting our research, what we actually do and what should actually be done. See, whenever, because we all are a part of educational institutions one or the other way. So most important thing which a research should address is an existing problem. So when we really want to excel, and what we wrongly do is, when we are reviewing the literature, we review it from the point of view like that if something has been done in, for example, in Australia, or for example in Delhi, will be applicable in Jaipur or Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh, wherever we are residing and wherever we are, and we try to replicate it. We try to see that, oh, this work has been done over here, let me just take whatsoever has been done and would like to get something over here as such. This approach is something very, very wrong we do. So when we initiate our research problem itself, there has to be some problem which we have to find. Let me tell you one more thing very clearly. Research is something which has to be a close to heart, and you must have that mindset to see the research happening, or to see whether research can happen in certain area or not, right? So we have to have those eyes, those heart, those mindset, where we can see that yes, this is something which is a researchable problem. So problem identification, or you can say in management we call as a management dilemma. What should I do? Now let me tell you one thing. Let me give you an example of entrepreneurship itself. Now there are n number of schemes by the government. MSME, Ministry of this MSMEs are having a lot of schemes which they provide. There are the state governments also which have to implement those schemes, and they keep on taking registrations on this Udyam platform also from various people. But the problem over here is that a person is having a good startup, he wants money in order to take funds, or he wants to take funds from the bank. But the problem is that he is not able to prepare a detailed project report. There are people, those who can prepare a detailed project report also, but the main problem which is associated with that person is that ultimately his startup is not doing good, or once though he has started up, still there is a problem that he is not able to execute that startup in the way it should be. Now this is a real problem which can be picked up, and research and the literature review should start now. That okay, what are the things which are required for a startup to grow up? What are the things which you can say a company needs in order to grow further? And what are the things which are available from the government? Now the gap analysis will tell you. Now this is what a gap analysis can be. Gap analysis will tell you that this problem exists, and let me give a solution to this problem so that there can be something which should be an outcome of it. And accordingly, it should address either the company or any company on which you are doing research. Suppose you are doing research for maybe suppose ICICI Bank, AU Bank, right? So it should help that bank, or it should help the entire banking industry, or if it is like that, it should at least contribute something to the existing economy or the world. So those researches are recognized as a research, and these researches are called as a good research. So selection of the topic itself should be a unique one. Let me give you another example of you can say these days technology is doing many things. Now for the adoption of the technology itself, there is a big problem, that why people should adopt the technology in masses, right? So if the people will adopt a technology, the adoption itself is a problem. Why? Because if the technology will come, it will eat up many jobs. So there is a problem over here, that without technology we cannot work, and implementation of technology will again give us a problem. Now what problem it is? The problem is that there is a deadlock. Now we have to take the technology, but we cannot take it. So is there any way in order to adapt that technology in such a way that doesn't harms any jobs also, and we can proceed further also. So can there be something which will tell us how can we do this? So that is something which is very, very important for us, that so that we can understand that. So now here comes that the research problem itself, that how will you be able to accommodate these things? So that is one. Just hold on. So my one phone is again, because I have asked for another phone from home. I have to, just a moment. There will be a little fluctuation. Okay. Yeah. Am I audible? Are we still connected?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. So I hope now can we just make out that where we should initiate. Now then, a thing which is already there in the picture, if we again do a research on it, it will be reinventing of the wheel. And that's why we do not get publications, and we say, sir, we have written so much of good paper, we have done all the things, why our paper is not acceptable? The paper is not acceptable because our origin of the research itself was not the unique one for which there has to be for which we do research. So this is something, the initial point where we are now. Second is you can say, how will you define the research problem? Now, there are various ways of seeing a research problem, and it totally depends on our scholarship. What is a scholarship? Scholarship is not a grant which we are getting because we have scored very good marks. We get a scholarship in order to take admission in some of the places, and because of that way. That is not scholarship, though it is called a scholarship money, but it is not because, it is because of your intellect. We have got selected somewhere and we are getting that money. That scholarship is not the money, it is the intellect which we carry. So whatever intellect we are carrying makes us or enable us to see a problem. Let me just give you a very small example. There was one person who was riding a scooter in the morning, Honda Activa, you can say, and he was going on the road at a very good speed of 50-60, and he couldn't see that there was a big hole in the road, and his front tire entered into the hole, and because he was in speed, he fell down. Now can you tell me, can anyone tell me what is the problem? Anyone? This instance I have narrated you. Can anyone tell me what is the problem over here? Is there any problem or not? You please tell me first. Can you see a problem over here? Anyone?
Yes, sir. There is a problem that why there was a hole in the road. I will say infrastructure, road infrastructure was poor
Very
maintenance.
Okay, okay. Great, great. Rupali ji, what's your area of specialization? What do you do?
Sir, I'm into the commerce department, teaching BCom honors students.
Okay, you are teaching BCom honors students. Okay, fine. Yeah, anyone, any other problem? There was some infrastructure problem, or you can say, I would say, there is a problem in the material of the road which is being with which the road is being prepared. Is there any civil engineer over here?
No.
Or anyone who has studied civil engineering? So it's a, I would say it's a civil engineering. People will say it's a problem of civil engineering because there is something which is related to materials, right? So materials were not proper, because of which there was a hole in the road, and this all happened. Yeah, anyone else? Anything else? Excellent, Rupali ji. Very good. Yeah. Dr. Parul, Bhavna ji, I hope all are there. There is a big advantage and disadvantage of being online also. Some people actually put it on and they go away. Rupali ji is very active. She instantly replied. So anyone else who is still there who can tell that it's a very simple question. Can you see a problem or not? There was a big hole on the road and the scooter entered into it. The person who was driving the scooter fall down. Is there a problem or not? So Rupali ji has just not told that there is a problem, that there was a problem of the material.
Yes, sir, there was a problem. And I will also say that why people not following the speed limit.
Okay, very good. Yeah, Jyoti. Yes,
Speed
Jyoti
thrills
madam.
but kills.
Yeah, Rupali ji, hold on. Jyoti madam has said that in the chat box that there is a problem. So Jyoti ji, can you please open up your mic and tell us what problem you find besides what Rupali ji has just not told? Anyone from a psychology background or social science background? Okay, Jyoti Dhar is on the way. She is driving. Jyoti ji, ध्यान रखिए आपके आगे कोई खड्डा नहीं आ जाए. So anyways, so what the thing is, another problem, I will give you the another point of view because nobody is actually interacting with me. Nobody is answering. Okay. Jyoti ji has written, she is listening to what I am saying. Good. Fine. So there is another point of view that this person might have fought with his wife in the morning. And that's why he was in all the blues and there is a, no, you can say he was distracted and that's why I couldn't see the on the road and he fall down. Okay, so this is the problem. A person who is studying optometry will see there's a problem in the eyes of the person because he sees it from the point of view of his scholarship, that there is some problem in the eyes of the person. He has to now, wear the spectacles in order to see clearly what is on the road. And that is the problem why he fall down. A person who is from mechanical engineering would say that, sir, there may be problem of his shockers in the bike. So there is a problem in the bike itself. Had the shockers been proper, it would have given a complete shock absorption and the person would not have fallen down. Now see, problem is one, but everyone is seeing it from the, Pratibha Parajakta ji has just now written, there might be a problem in the bike. Yes. Yes. So there are some messages in the chat box also. We can just have a look of those. Yes. So there is a problem. Everyone is agreeing. And yes. So if we now, every person who is associated with the with this, or who has seen this, will see the problem from their point of view. And because we have seen the problem from our point of view, we will try to address it from our point of view only. And there is no wrong in that. There is nothing to be wrong in that. So everyone would try to see that what the problem is, right? So now we have, as we have identified the problem, we will try to convert this problem into a problem statement, and everyone will be having a different problem statement according to their scholarship, right? So next point, if we say in the process of a good research is a formulation of a research problem. So we have what we have studied till now, or what we have discussed till now, that in order to have a good research, in order to have a great publication, or you can say excellent publication and research, what we can do, what we can start with is that we can start with a genuine problem. So problem has to be genuine when we are going to start it, when we are going to take it up, and then we can proceed further defining the problem from our point of view. Our point of view means our you can say our scholarship point of view. So once we have seen the problem from our scholarship point of view, next problem or next thing which we are going to do is, you can say, formulating the problem. So formulation of problem is also one thing, because once we have seen that there is a problem, we have identified that there is a problem. Now, in order to put it in the research, it has to be properly formulated. Now, let me give you the example that how it can be formulated from the different scholarship point of view. So the person who was going, a person who has identified the problem that there is some civil engineering fault, or you can say the road was not good as pointed by Rupali ji, that road was not good. That's why he fall into it, because there was a problem of the material. So the problem over here is the material used in the roads was not appropriate. So this is a problem statement. Now, how will you convert this into a, you can say, the engineering problem or a technical problem, or you can say the research problem. Now, we cannot do research on that the material of the road was not appropriate or not correct. On what we can do research over here is that the material used on the road doesn't match a particular standard, because government has given standards of utilization of the material, and this person might not have used a proper standard in order to, go with the material, and that's why he found a pothole and he fell down. Okay, so now what material should be used should be compared. Now, this is what is a research problem. We have identified a problem, technical problem, converted it into a research problem, and we could say that the material used was not matching with the standard. Okay, now after this we have to convert this, or we have to develop a proposal, research proposal, that how we will be able to address this problem as such. So what it says is that when we are going to develop a research proposal, we have to understand what research design it would be. So such type of problems might be there. You will find it in the literature review also, which has already been published, that was there such problem that there are potholes, pit holes. Many of the newspapers will also endorse it, that there are lot of potholes, and the entire road was ruined because of the rainy season. It couldn't. No, it is not about up to the standard. Many newspaper will tell that some flyovers have also fallen down before the time period of it. Mostly in certain states there is a problem that the people have not used the proper material in preparation of the roads, and that's why the roads over there, the condition of the roads are not good. So these can be a lot of things which will endorse your problem statement as such. Okay, so we have identified the problem, and then we have started doing a literature review, right? Or otherwise we try to find problem in the literature review itself, and there we identify the gap that on certain topics the work has not been done. So two approaches are there. So if you take the first approach, the original problem identification approach, you can do a better research rather than going with the second approach, that finding the problem from the literature review itself. This is the mistake mostly we do, and even guides while guiding also do not consider these things as such. Okay, so these are the things which one must start with, right? So now once you have done it, now comes the time of framing the research hypothesis. So there is some standard, and this standard might be of various types, or you can say there has to be the composite mixture which is being used in the road may be having a mix of some concrete, some cement with certain parameters. For example, while preparation of it, there has to be some water, some what we call as balu or reti or whatever, it has to be mixed in that. Some cement was to be mixed, some concrete has to be mixed in it. So it comprises of a complete composite which actually should be used. And what standard says is there are certain parameters of the standards on all these variables. which is being used. Now, on the basis of those standards, the comparison can be made with the existing standard whatsoever is there, whatsoever is announced by the government, by the experience of the people, that okay, if this standard is there, there is some standard which is being prepared and that is being used, and if we use that standard, for sure there will be no deterioration of the roads for a certain period of time. Okay, so this can be one of the thing. And now, as we have prepared the hypothesis, we have to prepare the hypothesis, we have to prepare the hypothesis in such a way that these variables, suppose for example, first hypothesis you can use is that the content of the cement in the composite should not be less than 75%. So 75% is suppose the standard of the government which they have put, that the composite which is being used for preparation of the roads must comprise of 75%. So now here, what is being used and what is there has to be compared. In the same way, there are other things or other ingredients. There has to be some standard of, and we have to make a comparison with that standard in order to come up with certain, you can say, certain outcome or certain thing which is supposed to be there in the composite and which is there or not. Then we go for the testing of the hypothesis whether it is there or not, right? So once we have framed it, then we have to see the appropriate test for selecting the hypothesis. Now what happens again over here is that we try another approach. What we do, and we do it wrongly, is that these days there is a fashion of using the multivariate techniques. Okay, even if the multivariate techniques is not fitting in the problem identified by the researcher, but still we think that if we will apply multivariate techniques, then only we will be able to publish. This is completely wrong, right? Multivariate techniques should be used where it should be used, and there has to be some proper objective of using the multivariate technique. The framing of objective again is one of the aspects which we must consider while doing our research work. So once we have framed the objectives framed by us must be framed in such a way that each objective should look like as if it is a milestone to be achieved. First, maybe you can say identification of variables, which you can do with the help of literature review. First is your identification and authentication of the research problem. Second, you can go for the thing that the identification of you can say the resources which is there, right? And the variables, not resources, the variables which you need to identify from the literature review, that what can affect or impact the construction of a road. So are the materials really there, or was there is there, means these have been used appropriately or not, right? So we have seen, do not drink while drive. Why it is so? Because when a person drinks, then he is not in a proper mental condition and he meets with an extent, and it is harmful for others also who are not drinking and they are properly driving. So from where this has come? So there might be some instances, there might be some publications that this has come up. So this is again one aspect of the psychological issue, that psychology says that after drinking, the mental condition of or mental state of a person is not that what it should be. And when it is there, then the person is not in his senses, and there is a more propensity to meet with an accident. So psychological point of view. That's why, and again, this research might have come up at certain period of time, which has actually made a policy that do not drink while driving. So somebody might have done a research of which they have come up with certain things. In the same way, there has to be some problem which has to be identified Either there is a deadlock, either there is a dilemma, and from there we should start. So once we have identified the objectives, then what further? So we can even, because what is the problem? The objective should be a address to that problem, whatever we are identifying. For example, for a particular composite, we can even go with what can be the various factors of an accident happening on the roads. So again, now here the objective is to identify or to analyze the factors which affect the accidents on the roads. Now here the appropriate technique to be used is a factor analysis with the help of this what we call is your exploratory factor analysis. We can explore the factors, and at the same time, once you have explored it, you can confirm the factors using the confirmatory factor analysis. So these are the things that how we should use the multivariate techniques in order to address the problem. Now, besides this, even when we are planning our sample, because research says that entire population should not be studied. If you are going to study entire population, the population has to be very, very small. And when we are able to study the entire population, it is good to replicate that population itself, because whenever we are able to study a small population, the generalization of that population cannot happen on something else. So that is again one thing which we must try to understand. And while we are doing a sampling, we have to be very, very careful. Anyone, what is sample? Can you tell me what a sample is and why it is so important? Anyone? चलिए रूपाली जी, आप तो मेरा साथ दे ही दीजिए, बाकी तो कोई दे नहीं रहा इधर.
Good evening, sir.
Okay, ma'am.
It's a part of universe is called a sample.
Part of universe. So what should be the you can say the characteristic of a good sample?
It will be representative.
Yes, Parul ji.
Ji, sir.
Yeah, what you say?
It's a representative.
Absolutely. So a sample should be a representative of the entire population.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Right? So when
Yes,
a sample is, suppose, let me just give you a very small and very general example of a sample, right? So whenever we are preparing something on the gas, before
Right.
serving it to our guest, we used to taste it.
Yes.
And for tasting, we do not eat the entire meal. Do we
Yes.
do that?
Yes. No, sir.
So, and what we infer out of it, that if we are tasting something, it should the entire broth or the entire meal will resemble what I am tasting. And we concluded it that way, that okay, whether I need some more salt to put, or whether it is having some more you can say sugar to put, if it is a sweet dish or something like that, we try to infer and we take our decision accordingly, right? So
Yes.
whenever we are having a good sample, the sample should replicate the entire population. So now what we do in our type of research is that we always try to be convenient. We do not put extra efforts in order to have some people, those who are, or we do not go for even sometimes the judgmental type of sampling, even if it is a non-probabilistic one. So what sampling is, or what the sampling type is, again, is a very, very important, that how have you chosen the sample? You have to make a complete presentation in your research paper or your research project regarding the sample size, number one, and how have you chosen the sample, because this again will be related to your collection of the data. So before we collect data, we have to be very, very particular about these things. One more thing regarding data collection I have encountered is that mostly whenever we are talking about, or whenever we are saying that we need to collect data, or whenever we have to do research, our students also, we directly give them questionnaires. Okay, questionnaire ban gaya. After 2 days even they say, sir, questionnaire banwa dijiye. Otherwise we try to give them a questionnaire, and I don't know why we are in so hurry of collecting data from the market without authenticating whether our questionnaire is able to capture a proper thing or not. Okay, anyone, please tell me what a questionnaire is. Anyone? What is a questionnaire? And what purpose does it solve? What is a questionnaire? Yeah. You can Google also. That is you can say blessing in the disguise for being online. So whenever I ask you anything,
The collection
you can
of
Google
data, sir. Collection of data.
Okay. Oh, collection of data you can do by observation also. What questionnaire? What is the purpose of questionnaire?
Sir,
Questionnaire
it is a list of scientific questions according to our title and variables.
Okay. Okay, fine. Very good. What actually, again, I would, you have defined it, that it's a list of questions. There are interview method also to just ask the questions. Okay. When we are using questionnaire, when we have to collect, when we are using questionnaire, yeah, anyone?
To approach mass number of responses.
Okay. What type of response it would be?
Mostly it would be close-ended questions, or I would say MCQs.
Who are the respondents? Yes, Ravi ji.
Sir, end users.
Who are the end users? They are human beings. Am I correct?
Correct.
Can you ask question to any animal? Can we ask question to machines?
No, sir.
And whenever we are asking a question to someone and we are making it a means of evaluating something, am I correct? What is the
Yes,
purpose
sir.
of questionnaire? What we want to do with the questionnaire? We want to have some assessment from the responses which we will be receiving from the respondents, and those respondents are no one but the human beings. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Right? So now one or the other way, what we are doing, and that actually makes our research means the social science research, different from the scientific research. Questionnaire is an instrument. Please note it down somewhere. All of you, whatsoever you have said is correct. It is comprising of questionnaire. It is a structured one. It is a scheduled one. But what is the purpose what the questionnaire is solving? Questionnaire is an instrument. Please mind it. And what instrument does? What does instrument does? Do we have a weighing scale? When we stand on a weighing scale, what weighing scale does for us?
Measure our weight.
Absolutely, it measures. It measures, right? And do we have the unit of measurement? Yes or no? In weight,
Yes.
yeah, in weight, while we are weighing ourselves, what is the unit of measurement?
kg or lbs.
Kilograms, kgs.
Kilogram, right? Okay, if we are measuring some height or depth, what is the unit of measurement?
Centimeter, inches in height.
Centimeter, inches. Very correct.
Feet.
Feet,
When
yes.
whenever we are measuring the or the intensity of earthquake, there is an instrument for that.
Richter scale.
Richter scale, right? Please tell me, what is the instrument we have in order to measure the human emotions?
Responses of the responding.
We do not have any instrument. Sarfaraz ji, yes, you want to say something, Sarfaraz?
Yeah, rating scale, sir.
Yeah, we do not have any instrument.
Okay.
We have to construct one. We have to make one. And first of all, and just imagine we do not have the instrument, and we have to weigh, we have to measure the responses of the people, those who are on the other side, and everyone is not equal. This is again a problem. 10 centimeter will remain 10 centimeter, even if you keep on changing the instrument. But my response with my respondent may change even after some time. This is the complexity with which the social science research is there, and that is the reason it is very, very difficult for us to publish papers in good journals, because we do not have that. We do not have the, and even when the people see it from that point of view, whether you have the scale which you have prepared, the construction which you have done, the questionnaire, which is the instrument which we have prepared, is it appropriately made or not? Yes, I'm talking about the reliability and the validity issue. So do we really rely upon the instrument which we have prepared, or will it measure the same thing all the time? It's a big question. So if we are able to establish that reliability, that validity, which is a big question in having or in going with the research excellence in the research, what we are talking today. So these are the issues, you can say, or you can say the design of the instrument has to be appropriate, and there has to be a pilot. That's why we do pilot testing. That's why we do pilot testing. There is nothing called pilot testing in scientific research. They even do not do it. They just check it. If the instrument is new, they just try to check it with a couple of things, and then it is done. Why? Because the unit which they are measuring will never change, even if the instrument is changed. But our unit will keep on changing. So we have to be very, very cautious about designing of the instrument also. And there are methodologies for designing the instruments, because our data will be taken from the respondents, and it has to be you can say there has to be commonality. It has to be properly valid, and it has to be reliable. Then only the data collected by us will be subject to, or will be having a good outcome, right? So these are the things, these are the issues. I hope you might be writing somewhere that what are the things at the various points where we go for. Now, once we have established the validity, reliability, and we say that our instrument is authentic, and when we collect the data, then again there are various, you can say, the lacunas, or there are various you can say the pitfalls with which we collect data in a way. So these all things we have to overcome, and we have to have a proper data collection with us. Then afterwards comes the refining of the data, or you can say what we call is removing cleaning of the data, removal of the outliers, and refining it in such a way so that it can give us a proper result, a desirable result, before we try to test it. And once we have done it, then we go with the analysis and the preparation of reports. What we do, analysis itself, there is a bottleneck, that what type of analysis. Mostly I have seen, if the research is anything people use chi-square test. The first most test is the chi-square test, which is being used. And again, in order to have a good research, or you can say a good publication, the test applied in the research, I would again say, must match with the objectives which we are having. Unnecessary applying of the test will land us up nowhere, and then afterwards we complain that we are not having a proper you can say what you call is the reviewers have not reviewed our things and they reject the things from India. These all are the excuses which we keep on getting. But the thing is that we have actually not done a proper research, a proper, you can say, the analysis. And there are various tools, n number of tools are there for analysis which can be used. Means I'm talking of tools, not of the techniques. There is a difference between tools and techniques. Tools are something you can say, like SPSS is one tool, R programming is another tool which is being used these days. SAS is another one which is there, right? People these days are using machine learning for even for the statistical analysis. Excel is another one which is there. So these all are the things which are being used, and the techniques of analysis is something, the tests which we apply, and these are common in all. Now whatever tool we use, the most important thing is the interpretation and the analysis of data, right? Can anyone tell me what is the difference between interpretation and analysis? Anyone?
जी सर, मैं बोल सकती हूँ?
हाँ, please madam, it would be great.
जी सर, जब भी हम किसी टेस्ट से डेटा कलेक्ट करते हैं, उसको अरेंज करके उसका हम जो स्टैटिस्टिकल उसके कैलकुलेशन करते हैं, उसे एनालिसिस करते हैं, और वो उसको एनालिसिस करने के बाद उसका सिग्निफिकेंट लेवल चेक करके अकॉर्डिंग टू हाइपोथेसिस उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन करते हैं कि ये हमारी एचओ से मैच होता है या नहीं होता है, या तो हमारी एचओ रिजेक्ट होती है या एक्सेप्ट होती है, और उसके बाद क्यों एक्सेप्ट हो रही है उसका रीजन मैं साइकोलॉजी की हूँ, तो उसका साइकोलॉजिकल बेस भी हम लोग समझाते हैं इसमें इंटरप्रिटेशन में.
बहुत बढ़िया मैडम, ग्रेट. अच्छा, एनीवन एल्स, कैन यू प्लीज टेल मी कि पहले हम इंटरप्रेट करते हैं या एनालाइज करते हैं?
एनालिसिस.
पारुल जी, आप ओके फाइन, आप बोलिए, नो इश्यूज, बोलिए मैम.
जी, एनालिसिस पहले करते हैं ना सर?
पहले एनालिसिस करते हैं या इंटरप्रेट करते हैं?
सर पहले एनालाइज करते हैं, उसके बाद इंटरप्रेट करते हैं.
जो हाँ, वो स्टैटिस्टिकल एनालाइज करते हैं, फिर उसका इंटरप्रिटेशन करते हैं.
ओके, तो इंटरप्रिटेशन बाद में होता है, एनालिसिस पहले होता है. एनालिसिस से, बिल्कुल सही बोला आपने, एनालिसिस से ही इंटरप्रिटेशन हमारा निकलता है. अच्छा, एक चीज और भी है, इंटरप्रिटेशन सिचुएशनल भी होता है. जिस तरह के सिचुएशन में कोई चीज है उसके हिसाब से हम उसको इंटरप्रेट कर सकते हैं. ओके, ये भी एक चीज है. सो एनालिसिस, फिर आपका आया इंटरप्रिटेशन. अच्छा, वन मोर थिंग, हाइपोथेसिस टेस्टिंग के बारे में पारुल मैडम अभी बता रहे थे. अच्छा, कैन एनीवन टेल मी व्हाट इज सिग्निफिकेंस लेवल? एनीवन, व्हाट इज p वैल्यू क्या होती है? Significance.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, it's a level for giving final conclusion. Will use the level of significance.
It will be 0 to 1.
No. 0 to 1. Significance is not 0 to 1.
Yes, sir. Accuracy of our research.
1% level of significance.
Yeah.
1.96 and 2.58. Two levels of significances we are having, sir.
No.
What are the two levels?
5% level and 1% level, sir. And we are
What
comparing
actually
to two
yeah.
values.
First of all, please
Yes,
tell me
sir.
what actually significance is.
Significance means, sir, मतलब हमारी जो डाटा हमने जो रिसर्च किया उसमें मतलब एक तरह से कितना हमारा एक्यूरेट वर्क है, यानी ये 95% है या 90%, दैट इज द सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ न्यूटन आई थिंक।
नहीं, आपने एग्जांपल तो ठीक दिया सर, मैं अभी पूछूंगा सिग्निफिकेंस लेवल क्या होता है।
अच्छा, मतलब जो हमने रिसर्च वर्क किया है सर उसमें कितनी मतलब करेक्ट है, कहाँ किस लेवल तक है, यानी कि अगर 5% वही आ गया सर, मैं एक्चुअली में एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पा रहा थोड़ा सा।
Probability of rejection.
Conclusion will be given, sir. Based on that, we will give the conclusion.
Conclusion is okay, but on what basis will you give conclusion? Shivamma ji, please throw some light on that.
Sir, yes, sir.
Sorry?
Pardon? Sir, I can't understand.
Yeah, I'm saying please throw some light on what will be the basis of your the conclusion.
Sir, we are comparing two values, sir. Table.
What we are comparing?
Sir, we are comparing with the values, sir. Present value with the two values, that is 2.58 and 1.96 values.
2.58 and
1.96 values.
2.58, what you want to say is 99%? Now,
Yes,
still,
sir.
still I would like to ask you that
yes.
What is this 2.5 and can you please open your video also, ma'am?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And those who will be responding, please open up your videos and then respond so that I can also see.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, good evening, sir.
Yeah, very good evening.
Yes,
yeah, what
yes.
you were saying?
Sir, we are we are comparing the values, sir.
Okay.
Yes. That's what I know, sir. Just I have replied.
Yeah. You have said it correctly.
Yes.
That still, that's what I'm asking. That
yes.
Will it be what still means? What actually significance is what we are talking about? Significance and chalo, I will give you a hint, madam. I will just give you a hint that if we are talking of significance, there is some confidence.
Yes, sir. Confidence level.
Now you can actually make out what I want.
Level of confidence. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what is that?
Oh, sir, I'm unable to answer that, sir. Yes.
Okay, no issues. So what actually is the level of significance? It is 1 minus confidence.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Getting see now the answer. Some Anshu ji has actually written 100% level of significance is equal to confidence. No. If it is, there is nothing called 100%, madam. Because and what is this again? My question is again the same. I would ask you that what actually is this what we call as a p-value. P-value is nothing but the probability.
Yes.
Right. That my interpretation, this the result is not by chance. So to what extent I am able to, so why I am just taking this is that mostly whenever we write our interpretation, we do not use p-values. Suppose correlation we have found, correlation between two values. So while seeing the correlation may be very, very high. Okay, it may come to 0.8% or you can say 0.85 or you can say 85% correlation. But what will happen? Is this correlation significant or is it by chance? This will be shown by p-value. If the p-value in the result of SPSS is more than 0.05, then we would say we will not say that. It means that there is no significance. It has to be less than 0.5. It means more is the p-value, less is our confidence. It means I'm not confident about my result and it has occurred by chance. Getting my point? Is there any doubt in this? Anyone? Is there any doubt?
No, sir.
So whenever we are saying that this is the confidence level, it means 1 minus confidence level is the significance level. If I want to be 95% confident about my result, I have to check my hypothesis at 0.05 significance or 5% significance level. Is that okay? So this is something which are the basics which we must be aware of, that and whenever we are reporting the results in the publications, or whenever we are doing it, you can say from the point of view of our thesis or projects, we must report it along with the level of confidence, or you can say the level of significance, or the p-value must be reported properly in order to do this. Okay, now we have prepared the entire paper, right? Now furthermore, what we want is that this paper we need to publish. So where do you approach for the publications? Okay, one more thing I would like to say. How do we do literature review? How do we search the literature? What we do for that? Anyone? What we do for?
Sir, we will refer the papers, sir. We'll read the textbooks
Where? How will you search the paper?
from elsewhere and Science Direct website.
Okay. And where else?
Google Scholar also, sir.
Google
Okay,
Scholar.
Google Scholar, Science Direct.
शोध गंगा.
शोध गंगा.
शोध गंगा करके एक वेबसाइट है.
शोध
उसमें
गंगा
बहुत
is
सारे
one.
From Shodh Ganga also we
वगैरह
can.
हैं.
Hey, listen. Shodh Ganga is a website. InflipNet website is there. This
जी, sir,
only
हाँ.
tells you the published research, what has happened. This is not a repository of giving any papers to you. So please do not refer Shodh Ganga for getting papers. It will give you thesis, the entire thesis which
Yes,
people have
yes,
submitted.
sir, हाँ. हाँ.
And if you want to just have a look of the research proposals, then there is one more website which is called, what is that?
Gangotri.
Gangotri, absolutely. So that will tell you that what are the things on which research is presently going on in the country.
Yes.
Okay, so that is another thing. So whenever we are searching, no, mostly what happens, people search on Google. So Google search is very bad. Google Scholar is okay. Even you have this sometimes, and what you do, okay, you have, madam, do you have the full access of elsewhere? If you want to download full paper from elsewhere, what do you do? Do you have a full access? Elsevier, Emerald, these all are very highly paid journals, or we are very highly paid repositories. So whenever you want to have a paper, right? So most of the people, in order to increase their citations, what they do, they upload their paper on the free websites like Research Scholar, like Google Scholar, right? And there is Academia. So there you will find their full papers. The papers which they have published in the very good journals, a copy of that they upload over there in order to get the good citation. So please search first in Science Direct, Emerald Insight, JSTOR, EBSCOhost.com. So these are the 4 things which I have told you. Right? Should I repeat?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, one is this
Science Direct.
Yeah, Science Direct is this is Elsevier, or Science Direct is one and the same thing, right?
Yes.
So go over there. Science Direct is one. Another is your Emerald Insight. Emerald.
Emerald.
EMERALD Emerald, EMERALD, Emerald Insight, INSIGST. Should I write it in the chat box?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Please write in the chat box.
Yeah. So I'm just writing it in the chat box. It is right. Okay, this is one. Okay, it is using the full. Okay, another one is. This is another one, sciencedirect.com. You can even go for Sage Publications, sagepub.com. You will find Sage journals in that. Okay, this is the another one, and you can even go for JStore, JStore.com or .org. You have to confirm. Okay, and one is search.epsco.com. Okay, yeah, T&F also very good, very good. Yeah. So T&F they are also having, and mostly this Emerald and these Science Direct is yeah, one more thing. Okay, so this is something, and whenever you are finding some research paper on it, try to find it again on academia. Okay, or you can research it, you can find out. Okay, Google Scholar, and even you can use, yes, SSRN. I was about to write SSRN. Pinaki ji has just now written SSRN. So these all are the platforms where you can search, right? So after searching it in the paid platforms, you try to get these things downloaded from these free things, which is your academia, ResearchGate, SSR, and Google Scholar. These are the free ones. So from there you can download the full papers if you really need the full paper, right? So that is another thing which you should go with. Okay, so now we have learned that where to find the, because what happens is that हिंदी में एक कहावत है, अगर आप कचरे में ढूंढेंगे ना तो कचरा ही मिलेगा. So Google is not a proper place to find out all the things. These are the specifically made, you can say, prepared places where you can find the relevant and important things. Okay, even if you do not find the papers from here, what will you do? And you need those papers. So let me just tell you that you can extend your hand with me for a joint publication or something like that. I will also put my efforts.
Sir, libraries from.
Yeah, library is also there. So even.
So in some institutions, library will have.
I'm giving you my email ID, which I use for research, mspresearch@gmail.com. Even if you do not find any paper, please mail me. I will get that paper for you. Okay, we'll try my level best. Okay, so I have some access to some of the repositories. In case you need any paper, please give me, or you can give me the DOI of that paper, or otherwise, yeah, for DOI, one more thing is there, which is, though it is it should means it is a backdoor entry. You can use SciHub. Do you know about SciHub? SCI Hub. Okay, let me just show you.
SciHub we are using.
Yeah, everyone knows about. Should I tell about this, or you know about this?
Yes, I know, sir. Some.
You know?
Yes, sir. I am using.
Okay, fine. So anyone else, if you want to know what actually this is, you can even go on this website, SCI Hub. Okay, let me just show you how it is done. Okay, let me just share with you the screen, because now, yes. I'm sharing my screen with you. Can you see my screen?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Now see this. This is Sci-Hub where this crow is there. You can go over here and it will give you, suppose for example, from I want some paper from this Emerald Insight. Okay, suppose I am talking about what paper which may be on, you can say, future of work using industry 4.0. Okay, and I have got these results, and if you see over here, this will not allow me to download. So what I will do is, I need this paper which is of June 2000, or you can say we can go for this. Okay, business intelligence for sustainable competitive advantage. I need this paper. So what I will do is I will go and check out for the DOI. So if DOI is over here, what I will do is I will copy the DOI and paste it in the Sci-Hub and will try to open it. Now see, you will find the complete paper. You can download it from here. Okay, this is a complete full paper, which is a downloadable paper. Now see this is about, oh, this is a book of 200 pages. Now see, what Sci-Hub has done for you is that this entire book, which is of 200 pages, you can actually download it from Sci-Hub itself. Okay. Now from here, you can download it. Is that okay? It's just a small example I've just given you, that how can you use this Sci-Hub in order to download the good papers which otherwise are not available. And I have given you another option, even if sometimes you do not find the paper on Sci-Hub. Suppose, for example, the paper are very recent, which have been published in late 2022 or early 2023. You will not find it over here on Sci-Hub also. It will refuse you, right? So in that case, you should actually, you can email me if you want, because I've already given you my email ID. We'll give you my mobile number also. Any help you need, you can always, ask me for that. Okay, so this is something where we try to go with the literature review. And now in the same way, when we are publishing, we should also access good quality journals. So what will tell you the quality of a journal? Anyone?
Indexing.
Yes, and how will you be able to know that whether a proper journal is properly indexed and what is the rank of that journal? So let me tell you a website. Again, I will share my screen. Let me just try to open that. So there is a website which I'm going to share with you, which actually tells us about, you can say, this is SCI MAGO JR Journal Ranking. Just a moment. I will write it in the chat box. This is the website from where you can know the international journal ranking of the paper of the journals which are listed in the Scopus. Okay, so Scopus is another, you can say, Web of Science is there, Scopus is there. So these are the two very authentic, you can say, places with which you can, go with. Let me share my screen with you. Now see, this is SCI. Can you see that? This is the one. So here, if you put the name of the journal, suppose Journal of Accounting, right? So Journal of Accounting and Economics, if you see, this is Journal of JAR, Journal of Accounting Research. Now this will tell you that, see the H index of this journal, no? And where and which quartile it belongs to. It is thoroughly in Q1. It's a very high impact journal, and in ABDC also, this is on, you can say, this is a A+, A*, you can say, category journal. So you can always go on and check the ISSN number over here. You can put not only the name, you can even put the ISSN number of any journal. Let me just show you one more journal. Now see this journal. Now the research data record. This is from Netherlands. One more is there. Now see this. This is Gyandhara International Academic Publication Journal is there. Now if you go on this journal, now see what is written over here. Discontinued in Scopus as of 2019. Now see what heights this journal has gone to. It's having H index of 11, and very soon this journal went to Q1 category in 2019. And then this journal started accepting the publication with money. And see the result, it was delisted by the Scopus. Right? So we have to be very, very careful while publishing. Right? No? So these are certain things which we must take care when we are publishing. Okay? There are many other things which one must be careful of. So time is short and I started very late. I don't want to linger on this much, but yes, there will be more chances when we will be able to interact with each other. Definitely will look forward for that. So I hope there are enough inputs from my side, which we have done in order to understand that how can we go for this excellence in research and publication in one or the other way. Yeah. So I would end my talk over here itself. And any questions from anyone, would like to take a few questions from your end if you want to ask something. So with my whatever little knowledge I have, will definitely get back to you, or we will definitely tell you. And if I cannot tell you now, we'll definitely get back to you afterwards. I have already shared my number with you. You can anytime talk to me regarding any help I can do to you, or any help I could be of for any of you. So you are most welcome for that. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Right, nahi?
Thank you very much, sir, for the informative session. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So
Right, nahi?
should I log off now? Would that be okay?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, Pinaki ji.
Yes, you can log out, sir.
Okay. Thank you. And again, I would say that I was not able to make myself available on time just because of these glitches which were coming up. But I hope the session rest of the time has gone in a better way. So thank you all, and namaskar.
Thank you so much, sir. Namaskar.